many of us were doing that for someone else. Stop doing that. Not for me, not for other people around us. Do it for you. You have a higher value. You are the one that is in the way of your growth. You are the one that is being the ceiling because God knows your value. Start getting ready for the next blessing. This is the part where you get ready. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to talk to you about when integration is not happening in our life, how that really creates a problem, or maybe not a problem, but a way of not continuing the growth. And sometimes that brings frustration. But really, is it really the frustration because we're doing everything or we're failing in something? This is one of the things that I realized that many people fail to take action is in integration. They learn everything that they need to know. They learn how to deal with certain things or what is stopping them from growth. In a previous episode, I talked about this a little bit, but I want to give you more information in this part because I see that a lot. Many people come to me and they said, Keren, I did everything that you said to do as far as learning. I went through the modules, I did the exercise, but it's still nothing changes. And when I start asking them, how do you put it into action? I realized that they take off one mask and then they put another one on. And for them, they already changed. They know what they did wrong, what was happening, and they changed. But then I'm able to identify that they changed one mask, but then they put another one on. Many of us were having those traumas of overgiving. I'm going to give you that example. My trauma is been overworking or overgiving because I needed to feel seen. I needed to feel safe. So one of the things that I used to do is work. Find more work to do, never resting, always trying to find what's the next thing to do because my nervous system was trained that if you keep moving, if you keep doing and you stay in alert and scanning for what's danger, that's going to keep you safe. So now in my life, in my business, in my family, I do the same thing. But I realized that was the very reason why my business it was not growing and I wasn't growing in my relationship with my husband and with my children because I was always in hyper alert of what's going on, what was wrong. I was more focused on what can go wrong than what can go right. So you know where you put your focus is what you're going to bring into your life. So I was bringing into my life chaos because my focus was on chaos. And many of us do the same thing, but we don't realize it. I went through the process. I learned everything that I needed to learn on what is the trauma, what is it that I need to release. Okay, I know how it goes. I need to stay in a positive state. I need to do this. The mind knew everything. It knew everything. But the body was still the same. The body was still in fear. The body did not want to take the action. The body was saying, hey, we did the breath work. That should be good enough. Uh, we did the video. That should be good enough. No, it's more than that. You got to continue to take those actions because it's like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, you don't go one time and then you have the perfect body. You have to keep going over and over and over. And you start with lightweight. But then you increase the weight in order for you to build those muscles in the areas that you want. And if you're more concentrating on your stomach, well, you're gonna do more exercise to activate those muscles. If you're more, you want bigger muscles on your arms, well, you're gonna start working those areas. So whatever areas that you want to be better, that's the focus. But many of us, we want better relationships, but instead of working on the relationship, we wanted to work on things that they feel comfortable. And for everybody, it's different. I'm going to tell you something that happened in my life. I start working on my overgiving or focusing on work. And you know what was happening once I started doing that? I was thinking like I'm not working anymore long hours. I'm not working long days. But then I started working at home because in my mind I was saying I'm responsible. I became responsible. So now I'm going to get up early. I'm going to clean my home. I'm going to work on my business and I'm going to work until 10, 11 o'clock at night. And sometimes I didn't even take breaks. Sometimes I didn't even eat the morning breakfast because I wanted to complete everything that I set up to do. So I stopped working for someone else. I stopped working the 7 to 5, but now I put another mask on because I was still doing it from fear, from pressure, from controlling, from manipulation of what the outcome I wanted to be. And many of us were doing that. And we don't even realize it. And you know what's happening once somebody realizes that? This is the next step on how we put another mask. The other mask is when somebody tells us, hey, I think you're overgiving here and you're not doing this part maybe right. Maybe you still need to work on it. And I think you're overgiving on this part. I think you need to focus on working this part out. And our defense mechanism comes in and says, no, that's not true. I'm doing it because in A, B, C, and D, we have an explanation for it because our ego needs to defend himself. And what we start doing is we start hiding what we're doing. We don't share what we're doing. If we were not supposed to overgive on this phone call or on this customer or on this relationship, before we used to share what we were doing. Now we don't want to share it. And you know why? Because the ego is afraid of being seen, of judgment. And so instead of sharing that, hey, I did this, I know you told me this was happening, but I still did it, and acknowledge and speak it out loud in order for your nervous system to start to learn the new way of doing things, acknowledging where you fell, you start to hide it. And that becomes another wound that you're creating. And you don't even realize that. But now you're creating more pain because you're not willing to address yourself. And you're not willing to share that because you feel shame. You feel that you're going to get in trouble like a child. You feel that that person is going to diminish you or look down upon you, or you feel that you're going to get yelled at. And so instead of facing it, you said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay quiet. I'm going to act like nothing is happening. And then I'm going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine because I know I'm not overgiving. You convince yourself that you're not doing these things when deep down you know you are. But it's hard for you to admit it because your nervous system is still not calibrated. And instead of you helping your body to calibrate that energy, now you're creating another wound in your body because you're hiding it. And you said, okay, I did this, I did that, everything is good. I'm going to smile. I'm going to look at that person and say, everything is great. Nothing is happening here. Everything is covered up. What do we do next? How can I help you? And you go way overboard on the other side because you feel that the other people outside is watching what you have just buried. You believe they have seen it all, but you're gonna now overgive in a different way with your actions so they don't confront you. But nobody noticed that. I mean, I'm saying this because I learned the math. And now I'm able to read it on other people. I'm able to see it because I saw it first on myself. And I think that's one of the reasons why people don't want to be near me or run away from me because now you can't just come to me and overgive me something without me reading what's behind it. I already saw it. So don't even try to overread this stuff with me because you're not gonna get me anymore. You used to get me that way, not anymore. Because I have walked that road. And many of us were doing that for someone else. Stop doing that. Not for me, not for other people around us, but do it for you. Because you have a higher value. And if you keep over giving to people, you are the one that is in the way of your growth. You are the one that is being the ceiling for that blessing to not fall into your lap. And you keep asking God, God, why is this not working? Why is this not moving the way I thought it would move? God, why did I pray for this and you put it in my heart and you put it in my mind and you told me it can happen, but why is it not happening? Well, because you don't want to remove yourself from it. You are the one that is in the way. And you keep saying that it's the circumstances, that it's the people outside. You're blaming others. But it's you. Because God knows your value. God knows what He gave you. But you're still seeking for validation. You're still seeking for being seen by others. You're still seeking for love. That love that is unhealthy. Because people call you, people text you and tell you how great you are, how amazing you did, how your family is so great. And you know what's happening? Those are tests. They're tests in your life to see if you really grow and say, okay, thank you. I appreciate what you're saying. But if you want a conversation with me for 1 or 2 hours or want me to help you with this is how much it costs. Okay, you pass the test. But when you're getting your ego stroked, and now you're going to make actions or make decisions based upon what that person is making you feel, you're just putting a band-aid on your wound. You're not really transforming. You're in the same pattern. You just took off one mask and put another one on. And you think you're healing, but you're really taking the same action. Underneath all of that is the same energy. The energy is there and you don't want to see it. And you rather bury that energy and not look at it and say, I changed. I did different things. I'm doing it a different way. So I don't know what people are talking about. But people don't have to talk about it. We only have to see it. That's it. You can see it. And see it because those people become relevant. And those people, they become more of normal in your life, of texting you, calling you, connecting with you, inviting you places, making you feel that you're the star. But those people, actually, what they're doing is they're manipulating you. But because you have not healed the sick, the unhealthy love, you're willing to give yourself out to hear one more time how great you are, how amazing you are, how much you have done, how smart you are, how much they care about you. But then underneath, the reason why they're telling you all of that is because they need something from you, because they want to take something from you. And by doing that, they know that you will give it for free. You want to know how to manipulate somebody? This is the truth. I'm teaching two things here. So I hope you're writing these things down. You want to know how to make somebody fall in love with you, or like you, or manipulate that person? Because I have learned it, because I seen one part and now I'm on the other side. So now I see how people manipulate me. And this is in books and other people are teaching you. So I am learning on my own and I'm sharing it here with you. You want to know how to manipulate somebody? Make them feel what they did not have. And you're going to have them right here on your hand. They're going to do whatever you tell them to do, because they're in an unhealthy pattern. And many of us were there. I've seen men and women there. I was there. And people will tell you all these things that you wanted to hear because you long for those things. And then behind it is that, can you do this for me? Can you give me this? Can I have that? I need this. And you're going to do it. And you're even going to do it for free because you long for that feeling again. It's like a drug. You long for that person to tell you again those things. And it actually activates something in your brain every time somebody says that to you, because your nervous system is wired in an unhealthy way. It got used to that. So it is used to feeling those things, hearing those words, and triggering a feeling. It activates something in your body. And you make that chemical in your body that it makes you feel good, good about yourself. You feel prideful. You feel that you can conquer the world when people tell you that. You feel great about yourself. And you feel that you are in charge, that you are empowered. But you don't realize really that you don't have no power. That person who's doing that to you is the one who's holding the power. Because that person can tell you today how great you are and take you up to heaven. And the same person can tell you, you suck. Everything you did was worthless and bring you down to hell. Or maybe not the same person, but another person can change that by saying negative things about you and you be coming down again. Healthy love doesn't do that. The love that it comes from the creator does something different. Because when somebody say how great you are, how amazing you are, the things that you have done, you're amazing, doesn't change who you are, because you already know who you are for yourself and for the creator. And when somebody says you suck, you don't do nothing right, you're stupid, that doesn't change anything either. You already know who you are in you and in the creator. What's the mission that it was given to you by him, and that you got to continue to walk and not care about what somebody says that you're amazing or that you're not amazing. It does not matter to you. What matters is what the creator says about you. So when you peel that layer and you really change that and heal your pattern from the past, heal your nervous system, heal your traumas, release yourself from the past, you really escape the illusion that you're living in. All of the things that we see in the world, they're just an illusion. That is not true. And I'm not saying that is not true because it's not happening. I'm saying that is not true when you heal your traumas, when you heal yourself, when you truly discover true love. Those people that used to manipulate you, those people that they say, you're amazing, you're great, you're so beautiful, you're so this, you're so that, or you suck, or you're ugly, or you're this, that no longer has power on you. You just take action by what you believe is the right thing or by what the creator gave you as the next step. No longer by control or manipulation. And many of us, that's the part that we kind of stumble and we don't know whether should I keep going. Do I integrate it? What about if this person leave? What about if they don't accept me? So I'm just gonna hide it. I'm just gonna pretend that I change and that I read the books, that I follow the steps, but in the integration, everything falls off. And that's how you will know, is it really the things that you're learning, or is it you not taking action and you're hiding still in the past with new clothes and new mask? Because God is not asking you to come and be just enlightened, to have just the knowledge. God is calling you to be free, free completely from what we call it good and what we call it bad. It's just is. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just things. It's just is. And you need to be the one in charge. You need to be the one who is the actor of the movie and stop being the one that is a puppet. In behind is a manipulator, is a controller. And stop allowing people to change who you are just by what they said. You are who you are. Heal yourself. God knows already who you are, the power that is in you. What's your mission? What's your purpose? Stop leading from phone calls of you're great, you're this, do this for me. How amazing you are. What a great business owner you are. Oh my gosh, I want to be like you. No, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like someone else. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be the best version of you, of what God already put in you. I don't want to be like someone else. I want to be me, the version that God truly put in me. And I'm taking this nasty rope that the world put in me, I'm taking it off. And I want to put on what God is giving me, what I forgot. I want God to remind me, who am I in Him, not in the world, not for the world, but for Him, for His mission, for His purpose. And many of us were giving ourselves so much, over giving ourselves because we want to feel the world. We want the claps from the world. We want the world to recognize us. And I'm telling you this because I was that person. I was the person that I was looking for recognition on the outside. I was looking for all those things on the outside. And through this journey, God told me, no, it's not the outside. Don't worry about that. Let's clean the inside. Let's work on here. Because once this vessel is clean, you will see everything else on the outside. And you don't even have to push, to work really hard, to give all of you to have the outside. The outside will come because now you made room for that. Because now you're not worshiping the blessing, but you're worshiping the one who gave the blessing. And many of us were worshiping the pain, the love with condition, the love with control. We're worshiping the blessings that God has given us, but we're not worshiping Him. We don't care about Him. And let me tell you how we do that. Many of us, we said, if I don't work, who's going to feed me? Who's going to give me the money? If I don't tell people what to do, they're not going to do it. I'm afraid to let go of my team because they might not do what I ask them to do. That means you start worshiping the blessing because now you're dedicating more time to the blessing than to God, than surrendering to Him. I'm not saying you don't have to work. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that I'm going to work and I'm going to be thankful for that job. But I also need to rest. And I know God delights in my work and on my rest. I know He provided both. I know I can have the blessing of having a lot of work, having team members, but I can also train them and let them go and be on their own because I trust God. I trust that the God who gave me wisdom, it will give them wisdom to do the right thing. And I know that this business that I'm running is not mine, but it's His. It was a blessing. So the same way He entrusted me the business, I can entrust Him that He will help me run it in a better way and that He will align the clients, the employees, the providers, everything I need, the tools for me to be successful in His business. But the moment we start worshiping the blessing, everything feels heavy and we lose control. Control that we never had because we think we have control, but that control, it was just an illusion. Illusion that humanity and the world out there tell us you need to have control. So for us, that's controlling, but really we never have control because we cannot make it rain. We cannot make anything grow. We cannot make the air. We cannot make those connections because those connections, those customers that you have, God made those connections, not you. And sometimes we become too egocentric to believe that everything we do is because of us. No. And that's why we create pain. Because when something doesn't go our way, we start to feel the pain and we feel like failures. And it's something that we created for ourselves. God did not create that. God did not intended that. He is the one that sustains life and death. He's the one who's sustaining this whole world. So if He can do that, why will He not sustain me, my business, my family? So today I want to challenge you. If you have been through mentorship, reading books, trying to change yourself and see no change, look at yourself and see if you really take off the mask and not put a new one on and look and see if you really integrating the pieces because that is key. Integration is crucial. You cannot change your mind and continue to make the same decisions or taking the same actions. You start looking at your life. And that's why it's important to stay in the present moment. Don't look at the past. Don't look at the future. but look at what you're doing every day. What actions are you taking? Are you really taking actions from the one who's healed, or are you still taking actions from fear or for feeling of something that nobody gave you before? Do not look for outside changes. Look for the changes that they need to be in here first. Because remember, God doesn't just want somebody who is smart, somebody who has a lot of wisdom. God wants you free. Freedom is giving to you when you're ready. And if you don't have it yet, look at your life and look at what you're doing, because freedom is heavy and it requires discipline. It requires you to be ready. So if you don't have it yet, look at your life and start looking at those details and start changing them one by one. You don't have to rush through the change, because God doesn't want you just to rush through it. God wants you to be in the wilderness and He will provide everything you need. So when you enter the promised land, you will enter without those past memories, beliefs, things that they did not work for you for the new land that you're going to enter. So start getting ready for the next blessing. This is the part where you get ready. You're not just going to enter the new blessing with old baggage. Start releasing the old baggage. You want to enter that blessing quickly? Well, start discarding things that they're no longer part of you. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.